Board Breakfast Club. What's this?
Maybe Doing Well by Drake is a good one.
Test. Can you guys hear?
Still here?
Board
I'm
Breakfast
still here,
Club.
dog.
Is this working?
I'm still here, dog.
Should be
trying to
live
see what this-
if this is working.
Alright, I'm checking.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not showing live yet.
Go to page.
Yeah, dog.
There it is. Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
see anything
should
on
be
the,
good.
oh, there it is.
Me
Should be
either.
good. Look
I
at
see it
that.
Okay.
Looks
You have
is
to-
Posting events. Videos, not uploads. All videos.
Did we post it in the group?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
There we are.
Sick.
Perfect. Posted.
I guess we could talk about the Solana, some Solana stuff today. The bulls from yesterday, I think some people in our group were messing around with those for a while.
Okay.
How do you pop out the chat? There we go. Red candle? Yeah. Yeah, we've got a red candle. So the big airdrop today was Looks, where it was all based on your OpenSea activity. Why do I hear myself? Somebody
I
else.
unmuted for a second. You may have heard the echo.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Dope.
looks was cool. So you want to just hit it? You want to go live?
Yes, we are live. Start with Looks.
I know.
We'll talk
I'm
about
watching,
Looks,
but I
the
mean like
airdrop.
starting.
Yeah, let's start with
Cool.
Looks.
Yeah. So this morning, woke up to pretty exciting news. Basically, LooksRare is a competing slash decentralized NFT marketplace that has been building for a while now. And this morning, to market and then also like further decentralize, they airdropped a Looks token. The ticker's $Looks. And it was purely based on volume traded on OpenSea. So we saw a lot of people get anywhere between 0.2, 0.4, all the way up to 5, 10 ETH worth of this token airdrop. And it's currently looking pretty bullish, you know, compared to some of the other recent airdrops that we had that were like, you know, like remember that one gas and whatnot. There was no really functional utility on a lot of those, or like say that your token was another one that actually rugged, but there was no functional utility. Whereas this Looks token, I mean, people have been starving for a marketplace competitor to OpenSea, so people are pretty bullish. And when you look at the actual sales activity, Vince, I don't know if you're able to scroll down and just look at some of the sells and buys on Looks right now, but the people selling are the receivers of the airdrop. You know, they're all even numbers: 400 looks, 800 looks, 1250 looks, stuff like that. And then the people buying, it's just whale activity. You've got a bunch of 10 ETH, 20 ETH, 30 ETH buys happening like every minute. So I'm actually looking to re-enter. I took profits on it on one of my OpenSea accounts, or MetaMask wallets, I should say, rather. And then on my other wallet, I'm still holding a smaller amount.
Yeah, Garrett, you should just
I don't
come
know, I'm
talk
pretty
over
bullish.
here. That way, you should come over here because it's
Hey,
echoing
Vince,
through
Garrett,
my
if you guys
mic.
could mute your
Yeah, I
mic
know. I'm
while-
telling him to come over here.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna talk on the same mic. It'll be easier that way.
Yeah, because Vince's mic was picking up yours since you guys are in the same room.
Okay. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
moved
so I
him
think,
over.
Vince, the question becomes, are people actually going to use the Looks platform, which I think is an obvious no. And where's this going to be in a week? Because right now we're seeing like the usual
Okay, yeah.
buy the coin gets pumped, we regret selling early type deal.
Yeah,
But now the question
I can't
becomes,
hear the
you know,
chat,
where's
though,
this
now,
going to be a
at this
week
point.
from now?
you need to put headphones on. Yeah, I mean, I sold all mine. I'm not gonna hold this stuff because I don't think anybody is gonna really use the platform. I mean, you might have a few guys, but I don't know.
Yeah, I also took profits. I don't typically play these airdrops well. I think the last one I fumbled was SOS, but I decided just to take it here because I could lock in, a nice little 0.5 gain. So I took it. But
What is SOS at?
I don't even remember. But this was a very similar situation where it pumped pretty hard. I remember at ENS that pumped pretty hard too, and then it kind of dipped quite hard.
Yeah.
So I think this is definitely like a higher risk type of play in my opinion, until LooksRare sort of proves itself. But I think most people are just trying to swing trade this, in my opinion.
I disagree.
People buying
Can
at
you
least.
hear me?
There's a lot of guys
Okay.
buying.
They can hear you.
I actually disagree. I think that people are bullish because there's real functionality behind this and they want a competing marketplace.
Yeah, Garrett's on the island by himself, so we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. I mean,
Yeah.
right now I took the profits, but Garrett's buying in, so we can revisit it. There was to me, I think the airdrop stuff is just, it's crazy how much you can get from them, and I mean, I just look forward to the next one, to be honest. But
Dude, I just think about how efficient the marketing is in that. Just in the sense of you're getting so much community awareness with an airdrop like this. You're literally just instantly on the forefront of everybody's minds in the NFT space if you successfully airdrop a token like this. And just from like a sheer marketing or business launching or growth strategy perspective, dude, I think these airdrops are freaking absolutely genius.
okay. All right, I think we covered looks, airdrops. I'd say the other biggest thing today would be GaryVee's book games. For those of you who don't know, this was where if you bought 12 of GaryVee's books off of Amazon and Barnes and Noble, then you would get one of these NFTs, one of the book games NFTs. So you pretty much spent like $300, $350, I think, to get 12 books. So hopefully the NFT is worth at least that much. Now I know people canceled and returned some books and are still getting these NFTs. The interesting thing is just going to be, with 125,000 of these tokens, these NFTs, is it going to be something that stays above 0.1, 0.2 Ethereum? I don't know. There's not going to be gas involved on the exchange. They're using token trove, which is a part of Immutable X. So there shouldn't be gas, which can help the price. I think my plan right now, I'll see what happens right after the launch, but these are going to be used. You basically will burn these book game NFTs to get a Vee Friends version 2, and that's going to be in the spring. So nobody knows if you'll have to burn 10, 20, 30 of these NFTs to get one of the Vee Friend version 2s, but I think that might be a solid play to just hold off, be patient with them, because GaryVee just doesn't disappoint. So
I think that it depends on whether or not they're going to try to sell any of the Vee Friends V2 like mint for actual just like a flat ETH price. It'll be really contingent off that, in the sense of if it's a 10,000 piece collection or 12,000 piece collection, whatever, then it could be burned at like a perfect 10-to-1 ratio. But if he does maybe 5,000 of them via public mint or whitelist or something like that, and then only 5,000 of them can be claimed via burning the book games, then I think it could be like, 20, 30 to get one. But that really might be the play. It remains to be seen what the floor is going to do on the actual book games. But if it's 0.1, 0.2, I think that selling at that price and securing profits rather than waiting until late spring could be.
that wouldn't be profits for people that paid for them, though.
For
That's
people
what
that
I'm saying.
paid for them?
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, what,
Go ahead,
I
BK.
think-
What were you going to
yeah.
say?
I had heard something like any of the Gen 1s, Vince, or V1s, those aren't going to, like, once they're sold on OpenSea, like, they just act as a digital asset. There's no in-game utility on Immutable X
Right.
once they're sold on OpenSea. I
You
heard that this morning.
cannot go from layer 2 Immutable X to layer 1 to sell on OpenSea and then go back to layer 2 to play the game. So
Yeah,
once you
so
move
once
them
it's
to
there.
OpenSea, but you can sell them on Token Trove. You can sell them on layer 2.
Yeah.
So you
But
don't
if you
have
sell them,
Go
if you
ahead.
sell them on OpenSea, you're not getting,
Yeah.
like
You're
if you
done.
buy them on OpenSea, you're not getting the utility. You're just
you
getting the
can't play but I don't know if it's the case if you go to layer 1 if you'll still be able to burn them or not. I feel like you might be able to. I feel like if you buy them from OpenSea, you'll be able to burn them for the airdrop or for the Vee Friends version 2. Do you guys know? I don't think they've said anything about that.
I hadn't heard
I don't
anything
know.
about that. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They only said you couldn't play the game back on layer 2. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
that's all I had heard this morning.
Oh,
let's see.
there's back to the topic of airdrops before we leave it too much. Let's talk about the Fees.wtf token that was supposed to be dropped over this past weekend. So for those that don't know, Fees.wtf.
Yeah, Fees.
Yep, Vince can pull it up here. But yeah, Fees.wtf is a website that essentially just calculates what your spent or burned gas is. And they had promised and hyped up an airdrop over this past weekend, and including taking donations from people for exchange, like in exchange for X amount of tokens. I forget what the exact conversion is based off your donation. But since then, they have taken all those funds, swapped them on Binance, and not given any updates since. So people are actually saying that they may have rugged, which is possible, man. I mean, it's the Wild West, but that remains to be seen if they're actually going to go forward with an airdrop. But I'm not sure why they wouldn't have updated us throughout the weekend. So pretty strange.
Yeah, what were you
And
gonna
I
say,
think we had
Dean?
lost. Yeah, well, I think Aiden was going to say something. Aiden, was it about cutting out? We had lost you guys for a second.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Garrett, I think we lost you for the first
Okay, yeah.
part
So
of that.
I think what Garrett said while he
No,
was
they could hear him. You guys just couldn't hear him. It's cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the Fees.wtf, if this is where you would connect your MetaMask to see how much you spend in gas. If this, this would be another opportunity to just basically make free money, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens with it. The airdrop thing is pretty hot right now. So, and do you guys know? Do they make? I'm gonna assume that, like, when they airdrop this token, they got to be getting some sort of kickback or something from these exchanges, for the activity and stuff and the volume.
Most of them do.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else did we have? Aiden, you had a project I think you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So Azuki is a really interesting project that should be coming out this week. They've got a Dutch auction happening. Let me send you the link, Vince.
Yeah, just send me it.
Okay. There you go. So they've got, if you click on the top right left corner for mint info, so they're doing this in a kind of a unique way. So the first is a Dutch auction phase that's happening this Wednesday, starting at 1 ETH, dropping by 0.05 every 20 minutes, with the floor price of 0.15. And then they've got a mint list, which is the second phase, that's happening on the 13th, on Thursday. So that's similar to a whitelist, same exact concept. And then the public phase. So that's, I mean, it's a unique model that they're doing. And in addition, they're also fractionalizing one of their characters, so you can invest in that as well. People are super bullish on this project.
They look
the
cool.
The team is really legit. I think the lead artist I read was the guy that designed the characters in Overwatch, or he had a significant hand in the art in Overwatch, which is a competitive video game. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. It reminds me of, it gives me a little bit of like 0N1 Force vibes, and the anime art style is really intricate. So I'd give this one a look. We'll cover it in the group, but this is the one on my radar this week, probably the biggest one. So I would look to stack up some ETH because I don't think it's going to be cheap.
Yeah, they look really cool. I like the art on here.
Yeah.
How many tokens?
I actually don't know. Let me see. 10,000.
I heard something
10,000,
this morning,
okay.
Aiden, that the guys who worked with Dapper Labs a lot, which is Dapper Labs is the guys who created Top Shot. Those guys came over to Azuki to start this project. So like Dapper Labs launched in March or April of 2021. They did Top Shot, and then now these guys moved over to Azuki. So I mean, there's like very talented dudes who basically took Top Shot from nothing to like one of the earliest NFT projects
Sure.
on their own platform.
I didn't even know that. That's super cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Ben asked how they overlooked the fact that people cancel returning the books. They probably didn't. He just doesn't care because Gary wanted to be the #1 seller on Amazon, which he achieved. So he didn't really care if people would be returning because people bought his book just from it being the #1 bestseller on Amazon. So.
And then it gets promoted super hard.
So,
If you sell volume on Amazon and get on the best sellers, then it gets promoted really, really hard.
So we got
on
a bunch
platform.
of book sales for this little, stunt. Let's just say. Okay, cool. Let's see. There was one.
Just general market conditions. The weekend pumps definitely cooled off. We saw Doodles even break 12 ETH over the weekend, and now they're down. They were at 9 this morning when I looked. A lot of the volume as a whole cools off after the weekend ends. People are back doing their 9 to 5s, whatever, resting.
They didn't.
So, what are apes at right now?
Apes didn't, and mutants did not cool off. Fantas did. Obviously, Alien Friends went way up, and I think they look like crap.
Yeah.
Yep, they came down off 4. Doodles came down off 12. Oh, they went back to 10-4.
Okay, so they
were
bounced
down
off
to
9. Yeah.
Kind of some bearish sentiment. I would say a little bit, probably because people have been getting a little bit burnt, like anybody who bought Alien Friends 3 and above. But we'll see if there's enough people. I mean, we had the highest, I think it was consecutive days on OpenSea. Both of them broke records for volume.
Yep.
Yeah, this weekend was crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, that's not going to probably keep up. But if it does, then maybe there's just more and more people coming into NFTs. I think when we see Coinbase add NFTs, we're going to see like a huge pump in the amount of people using NFTs because they may have heard about it. I said this on our podcast. They may have heard about NFTs 3 or 4 times, but now that they can do it from their Coinbase account, like my grandfather or somebody like him that has heard about them, they would just be like, oh, look, all I have to do is click 2 buttons and I can buy this. I'll try that out. So we have some big things coming. Twitter integration still. They just talked about the guy in like charge of lead design or something said they're still working on it. He's testing it on his phone. So bullish on NFTs for sure. Move into the blue chips if you can, in my opinion, and then make money off these smaller things. So we'll continue to post as much as we can that we think has lower risk compared to other things and you can make money off. I think Solana for a lot of people has been really great the past few weeks. I mean, you could almost mint any decent project and get out within the first few hours. The Magic Eden Launchpad is great because it's super easy to use and you just literally can, I mean, I don't think any bots, at least public bots hit it. So if you can mint there, people have done well on the Launchpad lately. So yeah.
Yeah, what about the rumors of OpenSea adding Solana NFTs too? That's decently bullish. Weren't you saying the other day you were looking at maybe picking up
I was just
really
gonna say
good, like what would be considered a blue chip Sol NFT?
Go ahead, McKay.
Because
what
of the potential of that.
Yeah,
no, you're good. You guys are cutting out so we can just hear you guys in and out.
I was saying I was gonna try to get like a blue chip Solana project. I haven't done it yet though, but I think that could be smart if OpenSea adds it. I just don't know what I would buy, to be honest. What were you gonna say, McKay?
Yeah, Mech has dropped back from 1.7 today. Now they're down back to 1.5.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like we're kind of going backwards right now on a few projects. They have their keynote today for the year, kind of like how Apple does their keynote. There's not much, as you can see, the floor is pretty slim here on these. I like this project. I've said it in our Discord. Just because it hasn't pumped like some of these other ones, like Cryptoons and Cool Cats even pumped. I saw like people talking about that. There's just been a lot of projects that did pump and these haven't. So, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what the market does. I think this Looks airdrop really is keeping gas prices quite high. We've seen a lot of mint. We saw a couple of mints over the weekend that jacked gas prices up. So it's interesting, when gas is high, the floors tend to drop because people stop buying and sellers get a little nervous. So we'll see. I think we'll see some more of that as more people claim looks throughout the day. But I think gas price should level out a little bit more. tomorrow, but today just might be, you know, one of those days.
Yeah, the fees are really high right now. Wow, look at that. Huh. Yeah, the somebody was asking Coinbase ETA. No, there's no ETA that I've heard of. Most of these companies don't give ETAs, to be honest.
Well, actually, so Coinbase NFT's ETA was December. It was Q4 2021, but obviously,
well, yeah,
they didn't execute on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't execute, and they haven't pushed updates.
See,
or
companies
provided
don't
updates,
like
so.
to give that because, for one thing, like, you never know what's gonna happen. Developers and all kinds of stuff, like, you can run into issues. But that became popular. I feel like people stopped doing that when they just like realized they didn't deliver most of the time. So, and what is the point of really saying a time if you really don't know? So,
Yeah.
it'll be whenever they launch and Twitter launches their integration and more to fall. I mean, Discord was considering Web3 integration and then they backed out.
Got a lot of hate.
So, but they'll come back to it. They'll do it because more and more companies will do it and it'll become acceptable. And for some reason, the video game community, the community that should be like really wanting
All over it.
all this, is not. It's very strange.
They hate it.
I saw the guy who bought the Mega Mutant Serum, the Ethereum, one of the co-founders or whatever of Ethereum. He was saying that he thought it was because of something to do with GPUs and not being able to get them, and somehow they're correlating that to mining Ethereum and everything. So
It's not a bad theory.
it's interesting. It's an interesting theory. So we'll see. I mean, I think a lot of these companies will add integration in some way. So
Yeah. What Gary was saying about OpenSea adding Solana, I think before they add Solana, like, they got to get their ducks in a row as far as getting their site up and functional. Because yesterday we saw OpenSea like on and off all day long, and I mean, even still, they have like warnings up at the top of the site saying that it's not fully functional. I think like OpenSea's priority right now is like mitigating and handling network requests. If that means they put Cloudflare up 24/7, then so be it. But like their site's barely usable right now, which is why we're seeing attention go over to like these new sites, like the one that airdropped this morning, like Garrett was saying, where guys are just wanting another platform that they can use and rely on that's not going to be dead, 3 out of 5 times when they check it. They want something reliable.
I agree.
I wonder though,
that
like, if there actually is a movement over to Looks, like, OpenSea has bots crawling the site like 24/7, looking, making requests and basically smashing the API all the time. If this new LooksRare site, takes off, I think the same thing happens. So it's more, to me, it's all about like if they can bolster the API enough to be able to handle that kind of request volume.
McKay, I do agree that as far as OpenSea, what their priority should be, it should be scaling what they have currently and keeping it functioning 24/7. But the Solana stuff is not even really just a rumor. Like they are doing that. It's more or less confirmed. And even the other day, ironically, during one of the periods that OpenSea went down, there were some people that were able to actually see Solana blockchain as an option on OpenSea. So it is, from everything we know, it is actively under development.
Got it. Yeah, it makes sense that they got to go that direction. Makes sense.
Yeah, volume on Magic Eden was crazy, and they obviously they saw that, and so they're not gonna miss out on money. It's a business, so they'll integrate it for sure. I mean, I don't think there's anything else going on for the day. I think we'll pick up tomorrow, see what happens with book games. That's, I think, at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
And there's not really much to talk about other reselling stuff. We don't have any low-key flips or anything going on today, that unless something pops up. So that's it for today. Anything else you guys have?
Great. I think I'm